maybe. Kevin, are we live? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, this is Sigu Magwa. I'm with Kevin and Katie. Hey guys, good afternoon. It's been a long day, I know. So I was going through Twitter in the morning. I was going through Twitter in the morning, then I saw a tweet by someone. Why am I having this on? I saw a tweet by someone. So he or she, I don't know, whoever, was saying that he or she was tasked by a non-Kenyan to explain the word imagine in Kenya.
Imagine or imagine?
Imagine. So imagine in Kenya is used to express disbelief. Can you imagine? Now, it can also be used to ask, can you believe that? It can also be used to mean it is what it is. Okay? Just imagine. The last one, it can be used at the beginning of a juicy story. Yes. So that's how many times the Kenyans use the word imagine. Huh? All right. So today we're going to do the Ruby mob. I don't know what you're going to talk about. Kevin, you have any idea? Let me check. Oh, we previously went through method lookup with super. Super actually tells the parent, ask the parent for, if you don't know how to do it, ask your parent using super. Okay. Then today we going through method missing. What? Yeah, I know. I'm looking for the book. Sorry, take your boredom to the kitchen, please. Please get it. Just go to the kitchen if you're bored. Go make some tea. We'll drink it. Okay, let's see. The books are Ruby, well-grounded Rubyist. Which page was that? Let me share my screen. Go away. All right. Here I have the book, The Well-Grounded Rubyist. Yeah, I'm actually on the front cover. Yeah. I spent the last 3 minutes looking at this beautiful sculpture. Yeah, she's very grounded. Very well grounded. This is what I'm reading. Get it, please. With bad hair. You look like Onyinjo. You know what Onyinjo is? Yes, it is a bird. Yeah. So let's see. No, not under modules, method missing. Okay. So today we're going to discuss method missing. Right? Is it visible or I can zoom in further? It's okay. All right. Thank you. So the kernel is a module. Okay. I never really understood when they're talking about method missing being on the kernel, because the author is saying that the kernel provides us with an instance called method missing. But if you look at where the method missing is, it's actually in the basic object. It's not defined in the kernel. So it brought the question to me, is there a special relationship between basic object and the kernel? Probably, I don't know. But if you think about it like an instance method of the kernel, then from the documentation, it will not really make sense. There's no method missing on the kernel. Okay, let's look that up. Yeah, can't hear you.
Or maybe
Yeah.
the module kernel included in physics.
Now, if sorry, if the module kernel is included in the basic object, if it is, then we can't say it's the basic object providing that. It is the kernel, just so that if you want to use method missing exclusively, if we have a basic object, actually I don't think the basic object has it. Basic object has how many methods? 7. Yeah.
You're counting.
Yeah, I was counting. There are 7 methods by basic object, and method missing is one of them. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure. We can look at the latest Ruby release. Top, top, the top, 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 the top, 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 the top. Basic object. I have a good voice, I can sing. Okay, no one is disputing, so it means they believe in me. They believe I can sing. Oh, you didn't hear me. So here are the instance methods. Yeah, and method missing is one of them. Okay, so it's at the basic object. If we look up the kernel module, look up this particular module. Okay, it's included by the Ruby object, so it's not on the basic object, it's in the object. So its methods are available in every Ruby object. So all this will be availed to every Ruby object through the kernel. And method missing is not one of them, clearly. So that didn't make sense to me. Yeah. So that's still pending. I can't really understand. Crafty, you're just to show her jinsi ya sawa. So, nataka apata ID7. So the method is not here. So that to me is still pending, and it's a big question. I'm still asking myself, where are we? Where on earth are we? Okay, who scrolled? Not me. Okay, here we are. So we have an object. If you send a message to it, blah, it doesn't know how to respond to that. So it will tell you that that particular method is missing. Okay, and define method blah for the receiver. Okay, so the receiver is O, and you created O from the object, so it will give you the object and its unique ID. Okay, so you can interpret the calls to method missing. Okay, it's easy to interpret this call. Now you can override method missing as you wish. We actually had a meetup about method missing, which was presented by our awesome lady, Gaty, the one with the bad hair. Now, actually, your hair looks good today. All right. Can you say louder, please?
Asante.
Asante. Louder. We didn't hear you.
Sanda mwana.
Sunday, Mwana. Sunday, yes. Okay, let's go over to the blog, a follow-up blog she wrote about that. I think it's also a good idea we go through this. Okay. Okay. I should tell them you're single. And the cow said it's single and not missing. We have other external voices. We can't hear where they're coming from. So I'll boringly read through her blog. She says that method missing isn't far from actually what you're thinking. Okay. She knows what you're thinking. Okay. And there are like 100 similar answers for that. It's a missing method. That's all it is. So how do you handle methods that you don't know how to handle? You say I looked it up, but I didn't find it. Not finding it means you've missed it. It's missing, I mean. I looked it up, I didn't find it, it's missing. So we got that right, but method missing is a method. Okay? And it's inbuilt in Ruby's basic object class. We saw that just a few minutes ago. Now, in your class hierarchies, the basic object is the ultimate ancestor, the grandfather of the grandfathers, the Rango of the animations. Yes, the Titanic of the movies. The Titanic of the movies. Yeah. the what? The bold and the beautiful of the series. No, I just mean it's something that it's like everyone. Okay, I've stopped explaining. Okay, the Black Panther of Marvel. Yes, the father of them all. Okay, the great grandfather. So what's actually method missing? It's it's a method in Ruby that intercepts calls to methods that don't exist. This is a complicated explanation as to what I've just said. It handles any method that you give it, but doesn't know how to handle. Okay. Now, if we have, yeah, she's a good writer, by the way. Intercept, yeah, she's a good writer. And why you guys not even doing mob on Python? Or you threw in the book? Yeah. You doing fix the layout? Okay, whatever. So there's a method defined here which is called walk. Okay, the walk is an instance method of an animal class. So this is something we can do. We can tell a cow to walk. Okay, so this is something a cow can do. So when you create an object cow from the class animal, that means you have to instantiate this by calling .new. Then from that you can call walk and pass it a method walk. It should respond to that particular method. So the cow, create an instance, tell it to walk, it will walk. Okay, and it will tell you walk. I don't know. I can't accent the cow talk. There was someone across the fence who was trying to do that. So let's tell it to fly instead. Okay, something only. What's a spider cow? Author.
It's like Spider-Man.
Oh, it's a. We can't hear you.
It's like Spider-Man, but it's a cow.
Oh. So can a male a bull be a Spider-Man? No, a Spider-Man.
I didn't say it's.
No, it's like a Spider-Man but a cow.
Yes, it's like a spider human, but a cow. Now you replace human with cow.
So only a spider cow can fly. Now, if you tell this cow to fly, it will tell you undefined method fly. Okay. It's a no method error exception. And again, you almost got it right clearly. Cows don't fly. Or can they? I think they can. Yeah, like this particular cow. Yeah, the tail is on fire actually. what's what's happening to the tail? All right. So instead of the no method missing exception, instead of this, I would instead like to make it clear to anyone who tries to tell it to fly that, yeah, sorry, cows can't really fly. So this is where we can define method missing for ourselves. Now, the syntax for method missing is right here. Okay, we can look that up on the documentation. Kernel. No, it's not on the kernel. It's in the basic object. I had it somewhere here. Whatever. Let's have a look. I'm shattered them. Latest Ruby version. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Basic object. There you go. Method missing. So this, okay. Yeah. So this is its syntax. Okay. It takes in a symbol and spawns up the rest of the arguments, then gives back a result. Okay. This is its syntax. Now this is what you have here. Right? Method, arguments, then blocks are normally optional or something. So if you give it a block, it will take up a block and use that. It takes 3 parameters. M, which is the symbol as we saw right here, is the method. This is the name of the missing method. So in our case, it will be fly. Args will be any other remaining arguments. And it's an optional parameter. So the args are probably the arguments that you passed to fly. So if you told it to fly right, then left, then right, it will pass the args as right, left, right. Okay. Blocks, just in case you passed in a block, you can use that. Now let's implement our own. Define a class, have a method missing that takes in the symbol, the args, and probably a block. Okay. Now M will be the method that we try to pass in. It's in form of a symbol. Methods in Ruby usually come in its symbols, I think. In most cases, when you pass methods, we pass them as symbols. And if my memory serves me right, in Ruby, method names are usually symbols. Just like classes are normally constants, class names. Yeah. Method names are symbols. Right. So since we had a symbol, we have to convert that to a string. If you want to do any comparison, check if the method was fly. Tell the user, sorry, cows can fly. Just in case it didn't match this, we can call our super, and super will go up the lookup table, not table, path. Thank you. It will go up the lookup path, look for any object that defines method missing. It will execute that. Okay. Hopefully it will find it on the basic object. If not, if random inherited from any other class and that class had method missing, it will execute that. For now, we have our own class and our own method. Okay. Now we can create an instance of the cow. This looks like a random cow. Then we tell the random cow to fly. Since the cow can't fly, in that it can't receive the method fly or the message fly, it will tell you that cows can fly. This is only possible because this was taken in, passed in as M in a symbol form. The args were nothing, so it will have an empty array if you remember parameters. And do you have that blog up actually? The parameter ones. Yeah, we have that. So in case anyone is interested in that, you can check right here. We have another blog explaining. Tip tip. There you go. Oh, by the same lady again. Wow. 69 claps. Yeah. An extra clap. I need to sign in. So she explains everything over here. Let's continue. Perfect. Now everyone knows that a cow can't fly, just in case you tell it to fly. No more such methods. So if you tell it to sing, back to the same. Sing will not match fly, so it will call super. And super hopefully lands at the basic object, and the basic object handles it by throwing a no method error. Okay, this is handled by the else part of our code, just as I've said. Now, if you override the parent method, it doesn't get rid of the original one. We only alter a copy of it. So this is possible because if we call super, we actually didn't invalidate the previous super. It only the previous method missing. It only means that this one will be called first, but in case we need the parent super, it will come to help. Okay, and what can be an explanation for that? Yeah, let me see. Let's look at that. Okay. Oh, I think you've missed some details. Every time you override method missing, you must include it in the response to method. Oh, this is by ThoughtBot. Oh, this is interesting. Let's open up this by ThoughtBot. When you override a method, okay, who's Gaston? And how did he get to our blog? Okay, whatever. Oh, yeah, we shared this on Reddit. Yeah, some time back. When you override a method in an object, you're not creating a copy of the parents. Yes, actually. So this is not Right. Yeah, you're not creating a copy. We only alter a copy of it. It is not a copy. We are creating a totally new thing with the same name. Yeah. No, we are not creating a copy. A copy means, yes, a duplicated version. And this is not a duplicated version. So we're creating another method with the same name. Yeah. Yeah. So this will need correction, probably. Thank you, Gustavo. Is it Gustavo? Oh, Gaston, sorry. I'm poor at such. All right. Method missing. No, we don't need. We were supposed to read the thoughtbot thing. Okay, let's read through thought. This was in 2012. Wow, thoughtbot. And updated in 2015. Method missing is still considered scary, but it's something more scary. Forgetting to override respond to. Just gave you anxiety attack there. Yes, it did. How about method? Though, does it still work? Go ahead. Okay. We require whatever this is. Class order, then we define a user, create a struct of the user. Okay. Then we define a method missing, give it a name, arguments, and a block. If the method name is the same as user underscore something else, then we can send the first parameter $1 and all the arguments with a block to the user. Otherwise, let's call super. We also need to define respond to method that checks. Okay, so does this mean if we did this, what's struct? Oh, this helps us to create structs. Open struct. Okay. A struct is like a class. It helps you create, as you can see here, it helps you create an object with all these attributes. So you've created an object called user that has a name, age, and occupation. Yeah, using the struct. So you actually don't need a class for that to happen. But for the order, we need a class, then define the other methods. Okay, let's load this into our IRB and play with it. Order.new, order.username, because user underscore name. Okay, the method name will be user underscore name. So user underscore name, that will be the method. It checks if it starts with user underscore anything, then sends to this user object. Okay. Yes, not to this user object, but to this method. It sends, or where, yeah, this user is not this instance. Or what? This cannot be this, yeah? Name. So it sends whatever matches here, which is name. It sends that to the user. To this. But this is not self, it is the word user. Yeah, it is user.send. So it sends it to user, which is probably this method. Yeah. So since it sends it to this, it means this will be called, probably, I don't know, I'm not sure. It will return a user, this particular user. After returning this user, then it tells it, it asks it for its name. Probably what's going to happen. If you ask if a response to user name, it will tell you it's true. Method, undefined method username for. Okay, denied. There's a solution. How would you like to solve your method problem while you also using method with a better name? Okay, respond to missing. That's respond to, then respond to missing. Should we really go this deep? No? But let's have an idea. So if you do respond to missing, method name, include private, no idea what this does. If it starts with user, okay, if this returns any value other than false, then it will be returned. Otherwise, it will call super. That's what happens here. Which one? This one. Yeah. So awesome. All right. So this was awesome by Gaston. Thank you. Thank you, Gaston. Okay. So after the long deviation, where the Pythonists have go. What the hell they just do? Okay. All right. All right. So here we go. We can define method missing on the object O. Okay. This object is right here. We created it here. Then you tell it you can't call. Okay. Blah 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 blah. Please try again. First argument. Combining method missing. Use super. We've already looked into that. All right. Anything interesting that anyone saw here? Yeah, we've already gone through almost all these. All this has friend. Okay, same thing as to what we've read through in the thoughtbot documentation. Conditional logic branches. We've talked about that. Okay. All right. Anything else? I think we can also, without looking at this, we can go up a bit and try to explain what's happening here. Okay. So this is defining a method on the current object itself. Method missing, sorry. Yeah, it's a method called method missing. Text in this. Sorry, I'll call you back. Then it converts the method to a string. You know it comes in as a symbol. Okay. Now, just in case it starts with all with, actually, this thoughtbot guy. Oh, I get it. The reason as to why thoughtbot, who's this in that thoughtbot? Mike. So the reason as to why Mike did not use start with is because he wanted to match up this and use it to send. That's why he's doing $1. So he matches this up. If name matches this regular expression, okay, then whatever it is that matches the star will be returned as $1. He uses that to send it over here. Otherwise, he would have done starts with if he was not interested in the remaining parts. Yeah. If it starts with that, then attribute method. Oh, all right. So this is a complicated way of doing that. I think so. Mm-hmm. From -1, from the last one to the 9th.
No. Okay. If you count the number of strings, oh sorry, the string that you passed, all with, you'll find that there are 9 characters or 8.
Which string have you passed?
Method.start
Oh,
with
all
0.
with. Okay.
So it's trying to assign to attribute anything else that will be passed after that.
After that. Okay.
Makes sense?
Yeah. So it's exactly what Mike does here. We can look at both, okay, on the IRB. Okay. Of that attribute. So if the method is defined, if we have that method defined for the self, okay, then we call people.find all. This is a constant, which is probably an array of items. Yeah, an array of people. Because every time you initialize the person, they are added to people. Every time you do the initialization, pass in their names. So we can initialize person.new.getty, then it will give them the name Getty. No hobbies, no friends. Then adds self to people over here. Okay. Then we have all these methods defined for Getty. So Getty can have hobbies. So if you say has hobby, then pass the hobby, it will add it to this instance variable, sorry. So you can find all from the collection of people. Okay. So for every person in this loop, this is like one of the toughest things to explain to a beginner. Just this loop. It personally took me almost a year to understand what each does. Yeah. I was too blonder than you. I was blonder than Getty. Okay, so we can send the attribute to person. Where is this person? Person.send. Oh, that particular person at that particular moment. We can send them that attribute and ask if they include any of the first argument that was passed in. Because when you have this sponge, it converted it to an array. Yeah. Okay. All right. Otherwise, it will raise. We can't find that particular attribute right here. So this is another implementation of this. Look simpler. Looks simpler and better. And I love my font. This font is awesome. What, Katie? Blonder. Yeah, you're blonder than me. FYI. Okay, this is well explained. All right. What else? I'll need to change this password.
Why?
No, it's now recorded online. Yeah. This is why I need to prepare before coming online with search. Damas. That's actually a production server password. I'll only add a space somewhere here. Oh, it's gone. You can screenshot this immediately after. Yeah, you'll do that in the YouTube video. You want your brown eyes to have a screenshot ability. I think that's overworking your eyebrows. All right, so let's have a look at this. I'm copy pasting this. What's the problem? Oh, fuck. It looks ugly. If one day you try to debug code like that looks like this, you'll understand why people indent their code. So is this end for this def, or it's end for this else, or it's end for this if, or it's for this block? Okay, this is a problem. So should we do this on self, or no? Let's create an object, call it G, because I'm a G. Yeah, I'm a G. Okay. Let's let's create. I'll open up a new terminal. White is good. No. Parataga bana pray. Okay. Back to that again. Installed. Can do that. Let's zoom in. OP. Oh, let's create the G first. creating G the object, we can now do that. So method missing is defined on G, hopefully. Oh. Okay, let's do G dot wololo. No method called wololo for object from method missing. Why did it do can't find? Do we have extra n's or something? Or let's do this. Yeah, but this, or else it will call super. Oh, so if it starts with all with, okay. No, it didn't work. Okay, let's clear that up. Start another session. Paste this in. Why are we having ends before it ends? What? This. Def and if do. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we need 4 ends. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why? Then why did we have an extra end here? Here. Which class? We don't even have a class here. Oh, it's a continuation. We need. I don't think we need the previous one. Yeah, and it's okay because it's actually defined without the end. Okay, so we can do G dot. No method error, undefined method this. Did you mean public method? Undefined public method defined. Oh, so this is where the error is coming from. So this should be G dot. We could do that. What? I can start singing. Huh? Oh, we need to remove the last. Sing grace. G dot. Undefined method. Yeah, now this is okay. G dot start. No, not start with. All with. Undefined local variable G. Should it be self? What's self in this? Okay, I think I have a better idea. Let's save this file and require it in try. Now you just have to do that. Call it g.rb. You got that? That's like the 13th rap style. g.rb. I know. Let's start up try. Tell it to load here. Probably this should be the command. Thank you. Then we require G. So what's G? Didn't we have G? I expect G to be there because of this. I'm creating a new instance G. Okay, so we can do this. Then over here we do self. This code is an embarrassment to anyone who codes. The way to unrequire. How?
Require that string.
Wow. It's official. You're dumber than me. Require?
The file name,
Uh-huh.
and then you set it equal to.
What the? These are an assignment. This is not a requirement. So what are you assigning to false? Ah. Hey. Okay. Let's go over there. And do you have the class G? Your G.
Initialize process in G.
How? What's happening?
Hey, this ends at 2 months.
Oh, it's okay. Otherwise, we will have a syntax error.
Okay, we have the first if, then of the next if, and then end.
I think just in case we had an extra end, let me do that.
Here we have.
No, I've added an extra one.
No.
Relax. Now, if I require, oh, I didn't require, we'll get a syntax error if we have an extra end. So it's okay. Yeah, it puts that whatever we have there. So the problem, the reason we're getting this is because we didn't require. So let's do g.new. Working? Yeah, it did. So let's call g.new dot. Yeah. Undefined method public method defined for G. So G cannot receive method defined.
Public method defined. Is it in?
Now it's right here and yeah, but self changed to right here. It should not.
No,
Self is the G, the new G that we just created. So how comes it was working here? Public method defined. What happens when we do this? Public method. I didn't just click that. Let's see. So it's where is it? It's under modules. It's in the module. And all classes have modules. So I don't understand why it's complaining. Oh, let me see. Because this is an instance method. If you remove the self, it will still operate on self. Yeah, it still operates on the self. Same exact error. So this instance, that particular instance does not respond to G, to public method defined, yeah? Where exactly? No, this will convert automatically to a symbol. Yeah. Did anyone even try this out? I never tried it out. You never tried this out. Okay. So let's move on. It's always good to move on. However much you believe that they're right, we have to move on. Okay. I'm on a private window because I don't feel like clapping for you. Okay, so let's do this. We know what happens. Oh, jeez. Yeah, 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 yeah. Ay, 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 ay. Okay, let's save that. Ulabaloo, ulabaloo. All right. So we require G. Then we can create a new order. Order.new. Then pass in a method. Undefined method. This probably being handled by line 12. G line 12. We could show line numbers. Super, super. So super is throwing undefined method this for the new object. So let's start with user underscore. How? Yeah, but how is it nil? Okay, let's do this. You see that? Oh yeah, I get it. If you do class this or attribute accessor, name, okay, then anime dot new dot name will be nil because it has no value. Okay, so it's the same thing that's happening here. If you call user underscore nothing, it will return nil because asking for nothing from it will always return nil. If you call with this method doesn't actually exist. Why? Or why is it? So sorry for that, guys. So for this, why is it returning nil? If method missing, then send that method only if it starts with this. Also, every time it starts with this, it will call user. Okay, it will call this user and pass in the message with FD. So this is the same as doing order dot new dot user dot user or dot FD. Still near FD. Yeah, it will still be nil. It's like calling the user. The user right now has name, age, and occupation. Any other thing will be nil. So if you say name, it will be Mike. Why are you excited with the name Mike? Yeah, we understand. So age will be 28. He's way older than you. He's too old for you. Yeah. Too old for you. You're older than him? Yeah. Okay. That was in 2012. It's now 6 years later. He's actually older than everyone I know. So that's a bad joke. So this works fine. Any question? I'm tempted to do this. Can I stop pry inside pry? I'm tempted to do this. Yeah, require try, then call finding.pry. Then we require the file. This is not going to end well. Require the file G, okay, and call this. No. We don't need to call that. We need to call it with the user something. This. Yes, we just called pry inside pry. Yeah, it just worked. So we called pry inside pry. I need to tweet that immediately after this. Let me take a screenshot first. Dip, 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 dip.
Let me pause.
Why are you pausing for the screenshot?
Yes.
Okay. We're still proving what we started thinking about when we started this, that other people are dumber than others. Okay. Now that we have that, let's see the value for $1. It will be FD. Okay. So this might actually mean that if we have 80, then we do the regular expression matching with GET, then match up everything. Capybara does this, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, Capybara does this. Huh? Yes, for all scenarios, anything in quotes is normally put into such. It will return 0. Now what will be $1? TY. GET, then TY will be $1. Makes sense? So I think Capybara usually takes this up, then assigns it. This is awesome. Good discovery. So let's do this out of curiosity. Let's do G, okay, and match. Will it match? No, this matches everything up. This looks like it will match everything up, not only E and T. Let's look for $1 and $2. Okay. Oh, let's make a guess. What's $1? E, this. Then $2 will be TY. To me, okay, Kevin, what's your guess? ETTY, yeah? So yeah, that's my guess too, because a dot and a star to me might actually mean anything that starts with a G and everything else. Okay, so $1 is ET. What the fuck just happened? Let's do this. $2. Now, how is $2 Y? G, okay, let's see. G, then ET. Oh, yeah, it makes sense. Okay, this is awesome. So Cucumber takes up these and renames the dollars to something else, like input.
I mean, I can use anything.
These are two, so the first one will be $1, the second one will be $2, the third one. So if we try $3, what are you going to be near? It is. Yeah. So that's what happens here. You can send messages by saying send this message with this argument. 2 instances. Are we out of time? Yep. We are a minute away. Any clarification? I had fun doing this. Yeah. Too much fun. When you're around, everything is boring. You forget. Oh, you forget to unmute yourself. You forget to mute yourself when you're supposed to. You forget to talk when you're okay. It's awesome, guys. to have you. If you're watching this later on, in case of any question, just reach to us. Oh yeah.
Here for you
Yes.
forever.
Yes.
Ever.
Yes. All right. Amen. Bye bye.
So,
Okay.